You ever pooped your pants or gotten close?
I've gotten close for sure.
Yeah.
I was driving home, and then I was driving home when I lived at my parents' house, and like, there's like on either side of this, like going either in from this direction or from that direction, there's like 3 or 4 lights that you have to get through. Oh. I hit every single red light, and I was like, come on, turn green.
And you could feel.
You are also really good at trying new things. Like I always feel like you're always on some kind of new adventure or like doing something new, and I'm like, what the heck? This is random but cool. Like I think I saw your Instagram, like you posted you did like jiu-jitsu rolling or something.
Yeah. And
I was like, what the
I actually highly regret that day.
Really?
Yeah, I do. Because one of my friends, I have zero jiu-jitsu experience. But I think I have some natural ones just from growing up with brothers. Like I can hold have you rolled with somebody like BJJ style?
Not officially.
Okay.
Like we, in high school or whatever, in someone's basement, we would like kind of, but no one knew what they were doing. We were just kids.
Yeah, just like running around. Yeah. Like, I mean, it's kind of the same. Like what I think of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it's like body chess. So like you're always trying to overcome your opponent. Like spatially. So like, okay, you start off, someone is pretty much like literally over you, and you have to figure out ways how to like get out of the situation and to like overcome them. And then they are moving, and then you're constantly having to like move yourself and to be flexible and to get yourself out so you can be the one who's dominant, and then like, have them tap out. So I did that. One of my friends who also was actually inspired by me starting Mindful, he wants to start his own BJJ gym that he kind of has set up in his home. So I've rolled with like another friend before at like his gym, like more formally, and I got like super intimidated. The first day I went, it was like just casual rolling, and I feel like I rolled with like a bunch of like brown and like black belts, which is like,
isn't that like the highest level?
Yeah. So like it's just me, and like again, this is a very, very male dominated like sport, and it's just like, hey, I'm here. And like they were really nice, and like they taught me some good things, or like they're like, okay, let me teach you, like if someone were to try to like rape you, like how would you get out of the situation, which I thought was really cool. So that was fun the first time, and I was like, wow, I actually really like this. And then I went the second time, and then it was like a skills class where they had everyone in this thing called spider guard, where you're pretty much like on your back with your like legs and your arms up, and then the person who's over you is kind of like, they're gripping, I think, your cuffs. Yeah. So then you gotta have to like get your way out of that situation, and like so
you're like,
yeah, like that, and then they're kind of grabbing your cuffs.
Oh.
Yeah. And because I was also just with like brown and black belts, like
I don't know why I did that. That hurt me.
I didn't know how to like navigate that, because then like I don't have the skills to like get that. I only have like natural skills of like, okay, man, if I could like bite somebody, great, but I can't do that. So like it was a little intimidating, because like they would kind of just act a little dead, which for me, I'm like, I don't really know what to work with. And then immediately I like get through, and then they like put me in my place and be like, all right, yeah. They do some weird manipulation. And then after like doing many, many rounds of that, like I was like, all right, this is a little scary. But then when I hung out with that, was trying to help promote like my friend's gym, I was rolling with one of my other like girlfriends, and like we've never done that together, and I've never rolled with another girl. And I have this like very stubborn thing of like never giving up, which in BJJ you got to know when to tap, but I don't really know these things. I don't know when like enough is enough. And she put me in this arm bar.
Oh yeah, because you could get hurt like if you don't tap out.
She doesn't know this yet, but like she put me in this arm bar, and like I can pretty flexible in my arm. I can kind of hyperextend it, and I was hyperextending it, and then again, I'm just like, my focus is like just trying to get out, because I'm like, oh, okay, I got out of the other ones, I can get out of this one, but I don't know that like this is a thing. And I found out later that her dad has been teaching her. Her dad was a black belt in judo.
Oh, so
yeah, so
she knows what she's doing.
Yeah, and I was like, I didn't know on my end. So then like, honestly, if looking back, I feel like she probably should have just like let go and been like, okay, like you're in arm bar, you're done. But then I didn't know, so I'm just kind of like flailing around, and then I like hyperextended my elbow, and I felt a weird pop, and then that's when I was like, all right, something's wrong. But it didn't like hurt. I was just like,
but you felt something.
Something. I was like, something is bad, and that was weeks ago. And I'm still sore. Like even doing this right now, it still hurts. So something I did like pulled some ligament or something where every morning I wake up and it's really sore in that area. So I should have not done that. But then again, then that's when I think like maybe someone should have been like looking over and be like, hey, like just like let go, like just Kathryn, like you can't get out, like just. But then you don't know that because you're just gonna keep squirming. Because in a survival mode, you know, if someone's gonna kill you, I don't care about my arm, I gotta like get out. So then you're just gonna keep like squirming and moving.
Yeah.
But then in that one, that's that one moment you're like, okay.
In survival mode, no one's gonna come in and be like, all right, stop, time out. Like,
yeah,
no one's gonna ref your match. You're just like,
I know, right?
I gotta live.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
So that's kind of the mindset that you're in, because I just don't have that like I forgot like, oh, this is like just for fun. But yeah, that's when I knew like something probably happened. And then when the pain continued, and it's not enough where it affects me where like I'm lifting weights, I can do everything normal, but when I wake up especially, I just notice it, and it's a reminder that like, okay, I'm never gonna do BJJ again. I told that to my friend too. I was like, that was a mistake. But you got to be really careful for like some of these, like especially like some martial art body stuff. Like you can be in a position where you could actually like hurt yourself, and you know,
yeah,
that's
true.
That. But it doesn't stop you from not doing new things. You know.
Yeah, I'm glad you tried.
Yeah.
Like I feel like trying is the most important part.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and then you find out, oh, it's not for me.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of people, they just don't even try. They're just like, I probably wouldn't like that. I'm not even gonna try.
Yeah, it's like I think
you just feel like, oh, let's try it. I don't know, let's try it.
Yeah, I work in neurosurgery, so I see a lot of people who are at the end of their lives, or they are realizing that their life is starting to kind of have a timeline and tick, or their mobility is really going to be limited for the rest of their lives. So like all the spine surgeries, you know, brain tumors, all these other horrible like neurodegenerative type of stuff that you see where you're a functional human being one day and then something happened or something changed, or your tumor just grew just enough where now it's starting to cause some issues that like everything changes. Same thing with my stupid arm. Like that, like I knew that at that moment, like something was wrong. And I see a lot of those people, I meet a lot of those people on the daily at those crossroads where you chose to overeat and be obese, smoke, drink, do a bunch of drugs, and now like your back sucks. And then now you need extensive like, you know, fusion decompression surgery. And then that's going to lead to a little more limited mobility, recover from surgery, and you probably going to need surgery, you know, again later in life. But I just see them, and the biggest thing they always say to themselves or say is like, yeah, I wish they don't say like, oh, I wish I made more money, or like, I wish I don't know, spent more time on my phone or something. They always say like, I wish I was more active when I was younger, or I wish I traveled, or I wish I spent more time with somebody, or I wish I repaired my relationships with people that I should have, like my family or something. Most of the time it's family. And when you see that on the daily, you're constantly reminded like, yeah, life is very, very, very short. And if we don't take advantage, especially like when we are like both of us in our like early 30s, like we have the energy, the time, hopefully some of them a little bit of money to be able to do those things. Like what's a bad thing of saying like yes to something? Like if I said no to the BJJ thing, yeah, my arm probably wouldn't hurt, but like it was really fun to like roll around with like my like friends and like something that I'll remember versus like staying in all day, like being a slug and not doing anything. So I think it's just adds to experience, because like although at the moment that was probably not a good experience, but in the after it was still fun. And I think that just being open to trying those things, because you could discover that you could actually really like something, but you just don't know it. But if you're going to be afraid and you're just going to stay on your phone and do nothing, then like what is your life?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Is there anything new that you want to try that you haven't tried yet?
Because I know it's hard to say right now because like everything's been so wrapped up in like running. Okay, I guess still in the running world, but like more an intense version of it. I actually really want to try an ultra marathon as well as like an Ironman, where an Ironman involves like running, swimming, and biking. I got the running part and I got the swimming part, but the biking part, and the only reason why I don't have the biking part is because I refuse to pay for the bike. I did like a sprint triathlon one time, which is like much shorter version of that, of kind of like an Ironman, but like it is, I just noticed like I like with running, like you got your legs. Some people got nicer shoes than others, but it doesn't really make too much of a difference. But then when I was on this like really crappy bike that I was using from the 70s from a neighbor, like didn't shift, like people were like zooming past me on like their like $4,000 or $5,000 bikes. So some of the bike definitely does matter.
Oh,
and it does,
that's true.
And it does kind of change your performance, which I kind of didn't like, because I'm like, well, what if I don't want to spend the $4,000 or $5,000, right? But then I saw them pass me and I was like, yo, bitches, I'm gonna get you on the run. And I do. But then it's just like, if I had the same bike, I could be probably further ahead. But then if you need the bike, then you have to spend that money. And I don't want to spend the money.
That's true. I never thought about that, because that's like the one part of a triathlon where equipment really matters.
Yeah, equipment matters. Like you're trained, you can train so well, but if you got a crappy bike and someone has like, this like crazy, the ultralight titanium road bike, like they're gonna like have a good edge over you. So that was one thing I didn't like, but I do like the idea of like trying to push myself in that way. So I think I will do it at some point, but maybe not now.
I'll let you borrow my dad's bike. He has one of those e-bikes where you can like have a motor. And you you don't even have to pedal. You just pull the handle.
That would be great. But like some of the
like,
bikings, yeah, right. And then it goes and it like runs out of battery, and then it's all heavy.
Oh crap!
You're like, oh god.
Oh, especially if you're going like up a hill and you're like, oh no, the battery. Oh crap!
And then go backwards. I have a mountain bike, and I've done mountain biking, but like it's road biking is so different. So
that's true. That's
true.
It's
just so it's like it's another thing that like gnaws at me a little bit. Like, hey, just do it, just try it. But then I think right now I'm like very sucked into like the running world, and I have a lot of like goals for running that I want to hit before like I potentially think about starting having kids. That like I don't mind putting that one to the side. Oh, sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. What's an ultra marathon? That's
it's distances that are over anything over the marathon. So it's like a 50K, it's like 32 or something per miles. Which I know I could do like now, because like if someone told me, okay, keep on running, like I can finish it. But then there's like 50 milers, 100 milers.
Have you ever done 100 miler?
No, I would literally die. Like that idea, I don't think I would ever do that much. I say that now. Maybe we'll see that in another year. But I know somebody who can do 150 miles like on a track.
Yeah.
Just, like 24 hours.
There's this guy I know, and like we worked together, and I was just like in casual conversation. I was just like, "Oh, how's your weekend? Like, what'd you do this weekend?" He was like, "Oh, I just went to a 100-mile race." Mm-hmm. I thought he was talking about like maybe like did you mean 10K?
Yeah, no.
Did you mean like a half marathon? No, 100 miles. And I was like,
most people are insane.
And he still walked around at work, and his legs were still attached to his body.
I know.
And I'm like, how are you still walking?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
The amount of fueling for those things are really different, and
it's insane.
Especially if you do trails. Like trail running is so much harder than doing actual like road running, because trails you're actually like worried about roots and rocks, and everything else. And so like I did a trail race recently. It's funny. It's called the Fat Ass. It's a free race. If you're like a member of like the some like a trail ultra marathon like trail society, but I was like so exhausted, not necessarily just physically, but me looking down the whole time, just making sure I don't die. And I did trip once. I like literally tripped and I fell into a bush, and thank God my friend was like ahead of me, and I straight up flew into that bush. Yeah, because I tripped over a rock and then it just went. But like that's like some people like really fall and like can really hurt themselves. But I was more mentally gassed because I'm just tired of like just kind of surveying the ground and like trying not to die.
Yeah, is runner's high a real thing?
It is a real thing. Yeah,
I've never got that before.
You gotta run more. So like people don't understand that like when you ran today, right? Like we did 2 miles, but like running for all people doesn't really kick in till like after, like I would say everyone's different, but like for me at least, like when I hit my 4 miles, usually between 0 to 4, it kind of like sucks. Like I also don't want to run. I'm like, oh, this like it's annoying, and then you're kind of like your heart rate's trying to kind of adjust to you running, and it doesn't really start feeling comfortable until like a little bit later. But the first mile for everyone is hard, I think, is you're getting kind of like adjusted. And then sometimes for mile 2. But there's like runs on my Strava, and like you could definitely tell that like I was feeling real good and really high, because you start seeing the paces significantly go down. So I ran races, I feel that, but I ran one particular run on the Beltline, and it was 10 miles, and for some reason I was like, yeah, I just feel like super good. And it's like that invincible type of feeling that we're like, wow, I can do this for forever. and you just feel really happy, and you just keep pushing and pushing. So I went from like, I was gonna treat it like a casual run, like I was going at like 9:30ish minute paces, and then I was like hitting like 7:30s, and just like one after the other, like around that, because I was like, I just definitely felt like in a groove. And when you go in races and you do that and you feel that good, it's a really memorable feeling.
That's
when
crazy.
you feel like strong and you can tell, you're like, I feel really good today, and you start picking it up.
I've never felt that in my life.
We should get you to there, because when you know you have a good race, like the suffering is very momentary, and that's what I tell myself in my brain. Like, I only got like 6 more minutes of suffering, but then like if I hit the time or whatever that or do better than expected, that feeling of accomplishment is gonna last for months to years into whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
You have to like think of it that way. Like it sucks now, but like when you get done, that feeling after you get done is gonna feel really nice.
That's true. Yeah, I did kind of mention to you earlier a little bit about the half marathon I did, the Publix half marathon. And that was so stupid because we tried to train for it.
I know.
And then we didn't do anything.
I know.
We signed up for it because we were like, oh, it's going to be like something to get us motivated to get in shape. We didn't train. We got like 4 hours of sleep the night before. And then we tried to run it. And I think at like mile like 12 or 13, I was like delirious. I was like screaming, I want McDonald's.
Yeah,
McDonald's dollar menu.
Because you're so hungry.
Yeah.
You ran out of your fuel.
Yeah.
You burned through it all.
And I was like, just like, oh, let's get McDonald's after this, guys. I don't want to run anymore. And everyone's like, guys, just keep running. We're almost there.
Yeah.
It's like, I will say the camaraderie is really good.
Yeah.
Like people, when you're in a race and like you're running next to people, they'll cheer you on and stuff like that. That does feel nice.
Yeah. Like the best that I'll ever perform is like I ran the Chicago Marathon, and like the energy that you get from like the crowds, and like when even if someone, like if you're cheering and you like if you're gonna go to a race and cheer for somebody and like they don't acknowledge you, but like they do feel it. Like a lot of times you look at all my paces, like it always will get better at like sections of like where you have people. But the Publix marathon is kind of bad at that, because like the first part of it there's people, but then like the second half when people are doing the full marathon, it's like nobody.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So it's kind of like you need that to like make it more doable, or like have people on the course to will like cheer you on, or like people that helps a lot. So like we have our runners this weekend. I'm not doing this race personally, but we're gonna have like a cheer station at the at Publix, and then I'm gonna try to get on a bike. I don't know how that's gonna work logistically. I have to think about it, but I'm gonna see if I can like kind of bike to some of our other friends and kind of bike alongside with them, so it's not so lonely.
Oh yeah, you can like meet them up at stop points and stuff like that. Yeah.
And I was like thinking about taking my dad's like e-bike too, because like some of my friends are like really fast. Like if I ran alongside with them, that is like my max. So I can't do that. But if I'm on an e-bike though, I'd be like, all right.
Oh yeah, here we go.
I can do it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I'm thinking about doing.
Nice. That would be cool. The cheering is the best part. That's the same reason why I love playing craps too.
Yeah.
You ever played craps before?
I have not, but yeah.
Oh, it's so much fun. Oh my gosh. So when I was in Vegas, right, I think I went for my friend Ryan's bachelor party.
Oh, nice.
And so like it was like all of our first time playing craps.
Okay.
So we were all new, and then but we had like 5 of us, and we took up half the table.
Yeah.
So like luckily the dealers were like super nice, and they're like teaching us how to play. But then so we're taking up half the table, the other half is just like random players that are playing. And then so one of us, we roll the dice and it hits a winning number. And the thing about craps is when one person wins, everyone at the table wins. So everyone's like, like, oh, and like everyone's like high-fiving and cheering and hugging each other. So like, that's how I feel about the cheering stuff.
Yeah.
So
it's actually really fun. Like if you really like want to hype somebody up, like that's a perfect way, because then especially when like if you like from a teammate standpoint, like how hard this person like trained to like do this, and you see them doing it and like hitting it. It gives you like it's like a very proud moment.
Yeah. And
so a couple of our like my friends like have like a lot of specific time goals, and Strava, I don't know if you know Strava, but it's like social media for like runners essentially.
Okay.
You actually can log your regular stuff in there too, but it's actually like quite addicting because you could see everybody's workouts, like whatever they post it. So you can see their routes, you can see their pace, you can see like sometimes they'll like put out their whole workouts in, but you can like kind of comment and like on it. But
Is it running only or like just general workouts?
you could put general. I think it's mostly for runners because
Okay.
that's what it's made for. But you could put whatever you want. People put yoga on there. You could put your weight workouts and stuff.
Pickleball.
Yeah, pickleball. People put pickleball. And but what's nice is that like once you have whatever community you have of people, they can like visibly see that you're putting in the work every day. And then when it kind of translates to race day, and they know like they can people even there's people on mine because since I'm a run club leader and there's people on there I don't know very well, but I know how well they train. And even though I don't know them personally, and if you put them in a crowd, I may not be able to figure out who it is. Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
But I can like I already kind of know the person that they are because I can see how much effort they put into their workouts. And so then when they accomplish their things or they post like a time or a PR or something, then like it's like nice to kind of comment and cheer for them to be like, good job.
Yeah.
And also you can kind of get when some people are like kind of depressed or down or like they're injured because you see that their Strava just stops. Or somebody who's like very consistent and then just becomes like just disappears. Then like something like this is probably happening. So you kind of get a little pulse on somebody based on that. So it's like creepy because then you can know like what people are doing, but also like it's like respect. Like when you can see somebody putting the work in, it's very inspirational too.
Yeah, yeah.
Because like sometimes when someone's running a little bit more, like on the Mindful Miles like running page, you can see the stats. So you can see who has the largest weekly mileage of everybody and kind of ranks everybody. And just me being really competitive, I'm like, I can go a little more. Just go up a little more of that.
Yeah, show them who's boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you said that, I was like, oh, that could be a little like creepy or off-putting too. If someone's like text you like, hey, are you okay? Like, yeah, what's up? I just saw your Strava was you were not doing so hot on Strava. Like, oh,
but sometimes I would actually find that a little endearing though, because I'd be like, wow, like
depends on who
yeah,
texts
okay,
you.
yeah. If it's like a creeper person, then like all right, different. But then you can control, like you can make yours public, you can make yours private. Sometimes some people have like 5 people on there, but it's like the 5 friends who like give you likes, and you're like, yes, my community,
my people.
Yeah. And mine has grown, of course, since like I've been like able to be more public with like Mindful. But again, there's a bunch of random people on there who've probably even never been to Mindful who've just followed me on there, and we follow each other. And again, you just have this like connection. Like I kind of know what they're kind of doing on a daily basis, like their priorities, especially when you see a run that's like 5 a.m. and you're like, damn, like you got up and you worked out this morning. And then again, you look at yourself and you're like, could I be doing more? Mm-hmm. And it's just you can take it how it is. Some people get too scared to post on Strava because they're afraid that people are going to judge them, which is like not the purpose of it. Yeah. But there's a lot of people who are scared because they're like, oh, I'm too slow. I'm like, no one actually gives a crap. Like, you just got to put it out there and do your thing, and that's all people is going to see.
Yeah, I feel like that's any kind of physical like gym or like martial arts sports or like running, like people are so scared to post their progress or like what they're doing, but no one really cares. Like everyone's like they're all only focused on their own stuff. Like, so it's, it's
an insecurity.
Yeah, that's always tough too, though.
Yeah.
All right, I have a very important question for you. Would you rather be able to fly, but you can't fly very fast or very high?
Okay.
Or would you rather be able to teleport, but you can only teleport to the last place you took a dump? Interesting question.
Yeah. No, I would do the teleport to where you took your last dump.
Really?
Because let's say like I went out to Japan and I took a really big shit in like the Tokyo airport, and then I can like teleport but it's the last place, right?
Yeah, it's the last place.
Oh.
So if you wanted to teleport back there, you would have to hold it in until you got back to America.
That's true.
And then go again.
Yeah, that only would work in situations where like you wish that you were somewhere else like quickly.
Yeah.
But for me, most of the time, it's always work because I always wait to take a shit at work. So I just keep going. I keep teleporting at work. So that would be not great. But then flying has some benefits too.
Yeah, but then if you can't fly like that fast or that high, it just it's kind of lame.
That's true. Okay, I say teleporting then.
Teleporting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it could be really. So for instance, like let's say you are traveling and you took a shit in your hotel. And then you kind of out and you're doing your day and you're like, okay, I want to be done now, and I don't want to I don't want to drive back. So boom, and then you're back at your hotel.
That's true.
That's nice.
That's true.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be the most useful if you are like out on vacation.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, I ate something and it's not sitting well with me. You can just like,
You just go back home.
I gotta go.
Yeah.
See ya.
Disappear. Even like like even from like a runner standpoint too, like everybody has to take their morning poop before they run, or you know that you're gonna have a bad race. Like
you gotta dump some of the weight off.
Yeah, you do, because like runners runs like a thing. It like can hit you like immediately, and then you get fucked because you don't have a bathroom or something.
True.
So that's happened to me once. I've never pooped my pants, but like I got close because it just hit me, and
There's extra motivation for you to go faster.
this one I could not go faster. I was gonna explode. I literally had to like use every abdominal muscle that I had, squeeze my body, and I was on. Have you been on Silver Comet before?
The trail? Yeah.
Okay, you know, there's a lot of like high walls, right? Okay, so like I've only been there a handful of times. I was like trying to train for a marathon, and for some reason, like I just had to go, and that's never happened to me before. And because Silver Comet has high walls on their thing, I couldn't like go in the woods to take a shit. Like I couldn't go anywhere. So then it was like getting so bad. I was like, what if I do? I was like thinking, if I pooped right here, can I poop fast enough before a biker comes by? And I was like doing all this math and calculations because the only nearest bathroom I knew of was 3 miles away.
Oh God.
And I was like, oh God. So I would like hold myself. And then when it felt a little better, I would kind of jog. And then the second it came back, I was like, okay, must walk. And I was literally texting Jeff. And there is, if you go through a history, like very, very far back, you'll literally see, be like, Jeff, I'm literally going to shit my pants. Jeff, I'm not going to make it. Like, I'm going to die. And the second I got to the bathroom, it was like everything was out. So you don't want to do that to yourself. But if you have the teleporting thing, because I usually try to poop like at my own home in the morning, and then I'll try to poop again later. Mm-hmm. But if I can like before I start for a race, like teleport myself back to my own bathroom, that'd be so nice.
That would be nice.
So actually, yeah, that's what I want. And then what if you like were like pooping in a really cool bathroom that you would save your poops for like the best bathrooms?
Ooh, true.
Yeah, like even if you're at work, okay, if that was the case, then maybe I would like. If I wanted to do something, I would like hold it in, like for instance, I don't know. Yeah. I would just try to hold it so that I can like keep going back to that same place.
That's how you know Jeff really loves you, though. He's like, I'm gonna shit myself. He still married you.
I know, but it was really bad, and that was like the closest call I've ever had. You ever pooped your pants or gotten close?
I've gotten close for sure.
Yeah.
I was driving home. And then I was driving home when I lived at my parents' house, mm-hmm. and like there's like on either side of this, like going either in from this direction or from that direction, there's like 3 or 4 lights that you have to get through. Oh. I hit every single red light, and I was like, come on, turn green.
And you could feel your butthole going.
Yes. And then when you start to like lift yourself up off the seat a little bit because you're like, come on.
Hurry up.
Yeah, I've definitely come very close.
That's the worst feeling.
The worst. So yeah, I.
What would you choose? Would you choose the teleporting one too?
Yes. Yeah. Usually I like to play devil's advocate and just like choose the other one and try to convince you. But this one, the right answer is teleport for sure.
All right. Is this like a super G kind of thing? Like a podcast?
A super G?
Yeah, like really PG, kind of like.
No.
Okay. Would you rather have...
You can say whatever you want on here.
Okay. Would you rather have a dick-sized nipples or a nipple-sized dick?
Oh, God. Oh, God. I don't know.
You gotta choose one.
That's hard. I would go with the dick-sized nipples.
All right, cool. You just gotta tape them down if you're gonna go to run or something.
Yeah. Because you can wear like a compression shirt or like something underneath your regular shirt, so that's like not, or like throwing on a sports bra or something.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Or just like duct tape or.
Yeah, whatever. I'm pretty sure like maybe one person has ever said like a nipple-sized dick, but everyone else has said dick-sized nipples.
Yeah, because I feel like there's more that you can do about it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, other than, because there's no like no practical reason for you to use your nipples, really. Well, for men at least.
For men.
Yeah. So from my point of view, it's like I don't need it for any like practical purposes.
Yeah.
But my dick, I need it for practical purposes, like, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it looks funny, but
I know.
it looks funny, but it's not like impeding me on like living my life.
Yeah.
Practically, you know.
Yeah, you could live it.
You were just, oh god.
Ours are very different. Toe boarding when you poop and dimples and dicks.
Oh man, imagine if you were a superhero, but those were your two powers.
Oh gosh, I wouldn't even know how you would market yourself.
I'm here to save the day. We're not gonna shit.
Hold on, let me just shit in the scene of the crime, and then, or like, so who the bad guy's like house, and then I'll be there.
Yeah.
I'll just be waiting until they get there. I'll just keep like teleporting back and forth.
And then I'll hit him with my nipple.
Yeah. Oh.
As weapons.
I don't know. That could do it.
Oh god. Okay. What is this turning into?
This is the best.